So who is the best team ever? Well, our friends at NBA 2K did many simulations of a 7-game series between the two teams, and the most common outcome was Warriors in 6, guys. Jordan going off for 32, Curry with 30, Dennis Rodman 14 rebounds a game against Draymond's 11. We had Scottie Pippen say Bulls sweep the 95-96 Bulls. I do have to point out, though, that those simulations were done under today's rules. So with that said, who would you pick? The 95-96 Bulls or today's Warriors?
I think those simulations were done by the Warriors front office, too. I don't care what no stinking video game says.
Oh, it's the little digital guy.
Now that's a great video game, Chris.
I'm not betting against Michael Jordan.
I'm going with the Bulls. And, there's a couple of premises here. I think one thing is we're not talking about they just happened to show up in the same building and didn't know anything about each other and just played. If the Bulls defensively, what I witnessed and what I played against, had an opportunity to be prepared to play a team like Golden State with the ground that they could cover and the versatility that they had defensively, I think they could make the Golden State Warriors work as hard as any team that the Warriors have faced this year. Now, we talk about the rules. That's a big part of this. Well, today's rules, it's easier for the Warriors. Well, my thing is always, who's going to guard Michael Jordan with today's rules? I mean, how are you going to slow Michael Jordan down if you're not able to get as physical with him and hand check him to the extent that he was getting grabbed and held in 1995-96 when he was still unstoppable? And we don't really talk about that. We just talk about the Warriors playing free flow, so it's their style, so they win. I disagree with it. I think there are guys in Chicago that'll be equally as difficult to guard, and I think that team was a better defensive team. I go with Chicago, but I saw that team up close and personal that year, so I am biased. I'll be the first to admit it. I wasn't on the court with this year's Warriors to see how difficult it probably is to stop that team.
I posed the same question today to Jason Kidd, who played against those 95-96 Bulls. He tried to defend against Michael and Scottie and also coached against the Warriors. And I'm picking the Bulls. Now, Jason Kidd said, which rules are you going to go by? Are you going by the 95-96 rules or today's rules? If you go by today's rules, the Warriors are going to win because they can hit the threes, and you can't touch these guys. They're going to be called for fouls. But I tend to say, even by today's rules, you are not going to be able to touch Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen. And if you want to say the Bulls didn't have enough three-point shooting, I still think they did have enough three-point shooting. And I just think defensively, as good as the Warriors are, I still like 2 top 50 players of all time, Michael and Scottie on defense.